Mathematics, entertainment, truth, history.
Yeah. We in the meth lab. Got your host, Big Twin. All right. Today we're going to do a story. We're going to do a hip hop story. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell y'all about my strange day at Def Jam Recordings. All right, let's get into it. All right. Now, my cousin is Def Jam A&R. You know what I'm saying? He was / owner of Desert Storm record label, right? You could check him out on episode 174 of Queen's Flip podcast. Queen's Flip and G Money, episode 174. That's my cousin Skane Dollar. You know what I mean? He worked at Def Jam years and years and years. Bought out Fabulous, bought out Joe Budden, bought out a few people, all right? So I'm going to tell you about my day. Now, right? So, I call him. I call Skane. He's telling me, yo, come down to Def Jam tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Meet me there at 4 o'clock, 4 in the afternoon. I'm like, I bet, So I jump on the train the next day. I take the train down there, boom, go up there to Def Jam. Got off on the 28th floor. Def Jam is on the 28th floor. You know what I mean? It's right there off of Broadway. So I go up there, right? See Skane, what up? So we talking for a minute. Then he tells me, sit down, sit right here. So I sit down, right? And I'm sitting there, time is going by, like 30 minutes done passed, another 30. Now I'm an hour just sitting there, waiting for him, So then the phone rings, right? And some skinny dude, right? Some tall, skinny dude answers the phone and says, yo, this is world-renowned Rockefeller Records, right? And I didn't think not even to pay attention to this skinny dude not one time till I actually heard his voice. So I look next to me and I see it's the nigga Cam. It's Cameron, Killer Cam. And he, I'm used to seeing Cam like mad big and stocky. So, this dude, I'm looking at him like, hold up. Even hearing his voice, I still didn't 100% really grasp that it's actually him because how thin he got. He got thin. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, all right, that's Cam, So, he's talking to the chicks in there. He's acting up with the chick interns in there, this and that, right? So another hour goes past, right? And I'm still waiting for Skane. So now it's like 2 hours and I'm still sitting there. I got everybody walking past me. I got Dame Dash's brother, the one with the limp. You know what I mean? He's walking past me. I got all types of different people and all that in the business, like walking past me and all that as I'm sitting there. And as I'm sitting there, a lot of them is looking at me like, who is this dude? Why is he sitting there? And they done passed me like 10 times already, Skane got me sitting there, you know what I mean? Looking crazy and all that. You know what I'm saying? So like 3 hours pass. Skane, he finally comes back and like, yo, we out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, where we at? Where we going? And he's like, yo, we going to the state property, right? Movie premiere down on AMC on 42nd. We gonna go down there. He said, yo, the whole Def Jam gonna be up in there. The whole Rockefeller gonna be up in there, So we jump in his truck, you know what I mean? He's bumping Ice Cube, Lethal Injection, dumb loud as we coming through Manhattan. The shit is shaking, boom, 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 boom. Bass is all crazy, you know what I mean? So we pulled up. We pulled up at the movie theater, right? So we go up in the movie theater, this and that. Now, Rockefeller and Def Jam had the whole entire theater. I don't mean like the whole entire establishment, but I mean just the whole theater showing the movie. They had the whole thing. They had the names. Names was on or each seat. Each seat had the names of artists and execs and different people in the business and all that. I ended up sitting in Lenny S's seat. I sat in Lenny S's seat. You know what I mean? Skane is like, yo, let's sit right here. So I sat in Lenny S's shit. You know what I'm saying? Crazy shit. Lenny S never came to claim that seat either. So I'm sitting there. So I see Rel from Rockefeller, the singer dude. I'm like, yo, Rel, what up? Rel's like, what up? You know what I mean? So I'm sitting there and all that. I'm seeing a lot of different people passing me. I see Bleak. Hove is like 4 rows behind me and all that. He's sitting in the back. I guess he chose to sit in the back so he could see the whole entire circumference of what's in front of him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing Black Child. Yo, from the way shit look on actual cameras and videos and DVDs and all that, you would think that these dudes is some big, tall brothers. You know what I'm saying? The way the camera make everybody look like they some big, tall brothers. And yo, Black Child, this dude was mad short. All of these dudes was short to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm standing, I'm looking like this shit is like, it's like a fucking comic book to me. This shit is funny. You know what I mean? So then some big black dude stands in front of me with the Rockefeller iced out piece swinging in front of me. It's Beanie Siegel. I didn't even say what up to this brother. This brother said what up to me. He gave me a pound. What up? I'm like, oh shit, Beans, what up? You know what I'm saying? So Beans is just standing there. You know what I'm saying? I liked the Beans vibe. You know what I'm saying? Beans had a good vibe. I liked his vibe. You could tell that this dude wasn't fronting. Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't a fronting ass nigga. He was, you know what I mean? He was who he said he is, who he say he is. You understand what I'm saying? I can't speak really for the rest of them that was around me, but you know, I got a real vibe off of Beans and all that. You know what I mean? So then I see the young guns. The young guns come in. These kids look like some 12-year-old kids, man. Chris and Neef. Shout out to Chris and Neef. They looked like some 12-year-old kids. So they came up in there. You know what I'm saying? They had on the flight jacket, the diamond cut flight jacket joints that everybody was wearing in the hood like around that time. And they was mad short. You know what I'm saying? They looked like some 12-year-old kids, man. No cap. You know what I mean? This is, you know what I mean? People look bigger on camera. And that's a whole fact. You know what I mean? You know, you could walk right by these people, you know, in real life, you won't know it's them because the camera, it's more vibrant. It makes you look more vibrant. It makes you look bigger. It's more of a vibrant, you know what I'm saying, like look to you, you know? So then I turn around, right? I see a bunch of dudes with the big beds coming through. You know what I'm saying? Bunch of dudes. It was like maybe 5, 6 dudes with big beds coming through. And then I see Freeway got the biggest bed. You know, I see Freeway. And Freeway's just standing there. You know what I mean? He looked like he felt the way about something. So Free is just standing there against the wall. He's playing the wall. So I peep Beans, right? I peep Beans, peep Free standing on the wall. So Beans yells in the middle of the movie theater. He's like, yo, state property can't sit down? Yo, state property ain't got no seat? Yo, ain't nobody giving up no seat to state property? You know what I'm saying? And then somebody actually said something to somebody, and somebody gave like a whole row of seats and to Freeway and his little team. You know what I mean? So Freeway and his little team, they all sat down. You know what I mean? So then, you know, everybody sit down, movie comes on, they play the movie. You know what I mean? Yo, this shit is hilarious. Beans was saying, this dude is, that's how I could tell Beans is educated. Because Beans was saying every part of his script of the state property movie. As the parts was playing, Beans was actually saying the parts. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, you know what I mean? Every part of the movie, he was saying his part. You know, he was saying it. You know what I mean? And they all was making jokes of the part and all of that. You know what I mean? It was an ill moment right there. That moment was ill. You know what I mean? So the movie finally ends. So as soon as the movie ends, Skane taps me. He's like, he hits me. He's like, yo, we out of here and all that. I'm like, yo, we out of here already? We ain't gonna wait, you know? He's like, nah. We out of here. Let's go. I got shit to do. Bet. So, you know, we dip up out the movie theater. We jump back in the truck. You know what I'm saying? So then we go to a block. It was down in down a little bit, a couple blocks down from where the movie theater was. So we pull up on some dude. You know what I mean? We pull up on some dude, and he's standing there, and it's the dude Joe Budden. He's standing there, right? Now, this dude, he wore real baggy clothes. His clothes was like overly baggy. You understand what I'm saying? And so Skane is asking me. Skane is like, yo, you know what I mean? This Joe Budden right here, you heard of him? I'm like, yeah, he be on the Clue shit, on the Clue mixtapes and all that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, all right, copy. You know what I mean? So then Joe and them, they go up in the studio. It's a studio right on top of Sam Ash downtown by the Times Square. There's a studio right there on top of Sam Ash music store. So they go up in there, you know what I'm saying? Me and Skane found a parking spot. Then we come back walking, and DJ Clue is standing there holding the door. You know, so I'm like, yo, what up, Clue? Clue, what up? You know what I'm saying? The nigga's pounds like, what up? Look at my hands, like, what up? Like, nigga gave me, you all right, my nigga? Like, nigga gave me a mad weak pound. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, all right. Didn't like the way I felt. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the way I felt. You know what I mean? When I gave him a pound, I bought a lot of your mixtapes, my man. Like, supporting you back when you niggas didn't really know who you was. You understand what I'm saying? I was buying your mixtapes back when they was on tape. We're not talking about CD. When they was on cassette tape, I was buying his shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they gave me a mad weak pound. All right. All right. Bet. You know, we go up in the studio, this and that. So we go up in the little lounge part of the studio. Joe Budden sitting there with a bunch of white people. You know what I mean? His friends was a bunch of white people. There might have been like one black dude there, but he had a bunch of white people as his friends and shit. You know what I mean? Kind of threw me off a little bit. I don't know. He was like saying a lot of gangster shit, you know, in the songs, freestyles. Them freestyles that he was opening the DJ Clue mixtapes, like, you know what I mean? Talking like he's a gangster or something. Like, I don't know. I thought the nigga was, I don't know. I thought he was, all right, let me continue with the story and all that. Anyway, so he's sitting there with all his friends. He's writing the rhymes. You know what I mean? Skane is pushing him. Skane is like, yo, come on. Write that. We gotta get that done. Write that. You know what I mean? So, I got bored sitting there and all that. So I got up and I started walking around. So I started walking around the studio, right? So I actually went to one of the studios within the studio, right? And I see DJ Clue and Doro. They mixing up the Brandy. Brandy had a song back in the day called What About Us? It was like, what about us? You know what I mean? And they was mixing that up, right? They actually was looping that to make a slot for Joe Budden's verse, for Joe Budden to put an actual verse on that, you know what I'm saying, on that song, you know what I mean? So they asked me, they like, yo, you want to come in or you going out and all of that? I said, nah, I'm going out. I just want the peep, you know what I mean? I just want the peep, the creative process real quick. Y'all brothers be safe, you already know. So I go back to the studio. So Skane is still pushing Joe to finish his verse. He's sitting there with all his peoples and all that, telling stories and all that, when he really has supposed to be finishing his verse. But instead, he's sitting there telling stories with all his peoples and all that. You know what I mean? So then they start changing channels. And as they changing channels, some porn shit popped up and all that. They all laughing and watching it. You know what I mean? This shit is, I don't know. This shit was some goofy shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we get to like the end of the night. You know what I mean? Joe actually goes in the studio to drop the verse and everything, you know. So I'm sitting there. So I started writing a rhyme as I was sitting there and all that. Skane's like, yo, you writing? I'm like, yeah. I'm just jotting something down and all that. But by this time, like, the night was over. You know what I mean? It was time to leave and all that. So Skane actually called me a OJ, because back then you didn't call it cabs or Uber, you know what I'm saying? When you have a personal driving service to take you, you know what I mean? They called it an OJ, you know what I mean? Y'all old school niggas, y'all know what I'm talking about too. Y'all already know. Y'all know what an OJ is. So we called me an OJ. OJ came, you know what I mean? Skane, you already know. Boom. The OJ pulls up to my block. He pulls up to my block in the X, you know what I'm saying? I jump out the car, you know what I mean? Here's the crazy part, yo. As soon as I jumped out the car and I'm actually walking through my hood, I kind of feel away, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, niggas is living, man. Niggas is living. I just was around all of that shit. I was around all that money just now. And now I'm coming back to the hood. So I'm kind of like, I feel depressed and all that, walking back through the hood, walking back through my hood and all that. I feel mad depressed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, man, got to make a change and all that. You know what I'm saying? For real, I was just around mad money, but not knowingly back then, I'm saying all that to myself. But the truth is, those people that I was just around, they come from that too. A lot of them come from, they come from the struggle. They come from the hood and hard times too. And they actually made it. You know what I mean? So for any kids that might end up, not kids or young dudes or whatever, that might end up watching this video, just know that, there's nothing you can't do. You understand what I'm saying? You might be around people that's doing a little bit better than you. You could do it too. You know what I'm saying? You could actually do it too. You know what I'm saying? If you push yourself and all of that hard enough, you can make it happen too. You already know. This is the M.E.T.H Lab, Big Twin. Catch me on the next one. You already know.
Mathematics, entertainment, truth, history.